Hey, yo, what up? Welcome back. This is not a podcast. It's just my thoughts with Rob Markman. We got some new music to discuss. I'm happy to be here with y'all. I'm glad that y'all are here with me to discuss some new music, some new hip hop music. On Friday, Wale dropped his 8th studio album. It's called Everything Is a Lot. We know he has an expansive catalog with mixtapes and other projects, but Everything a Lot, his 8th solo official album, is out now. It's his first on Def Jam, and I want to talk to y'all about it, right? We're going to just go through it, the themes a little bit. Right off the bat, I think the album is great, and the more I sit with it, the more I like it. But I want to hear from y'all too, man. So definitely comment, subscribe, like, share, hype, do all of that stuff. All right. First of all, I see a lot of folks saying that this is his best album. I'm on Twitter and I see that conversation popping up like, yo, this is the best Wale album. And, I see my man Low Key saying that this was in his top 2 of Wale albums, and there goes the tweet. And my man Kazim from 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, Low Key also from Rap Life on Apple Music, man. Shout out to the squad over there. Kazim from 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Mello said that he did his Wale rankings. He put Everything Is a Lot at the top. Wale himself even retweeted a fan saying that this was the best Wale album to them. I think this is a great album. I can't say the best yet. I can't not say the best. Like I'm still living with it, but I can't say it's the best yet. For me, it's saying a lot. For me, Ambition is up there, and you see it right there on my wall. I put Ambition in frame. I'm not being fake. Anybody who knows or who have seen the wall, there's another row up. There's a third row up that gets cut out of frame. Ambition is usually sitting up there, just kind of doesn't make the frame the way that I have the shot frame. And I said, for this, man, I got to bring it down. It got to be in frame. So this is not fake. It's always on the wall. Ambition has been on the wall for a long time. So Ambition is up there as one of my favorite Wale albums. Album About Nothing is up there for one of my favorite Wale albums. And then Wow, That's Crazy is up there for me as well. And so I'm taking my time with the ranking. I don't know where this sits, but man, to me, it's a great Wale. It's a hell of an album. It's a spirited album. It has heart. It has heart. It has hurt. It has vulnerability. It has accountability. So before we just kind of get into what I think, for real, let me know in the comments what you think your best Wale album is. We can go into the mixtapes too, but I think that's a whole separate category. So let's just stay albums, you know what I'm saying? Because then you got Mixtape About Nothing, you got More About Nothing. Like there's a lot in that. So I'm just talking about strictly albums right now, but I think this is a great album. Just the way he starts off, Conundrum, the intro track. Usually, I mean, it's not a rule at all, right? But a lot of times that intro track, and especially for somebody of Wale's caliber of lyricism, is almost to like put other MCs on warning. Like there's a degree, and Wale gives us life in his whole catalog, but there's also a degree that Wale is one of the best rappers, considers himself one of the best rappers, and that intro track for a lot of artists is kind of like that lyrical dexterity, like that's showing you like I'm not one to fuck with, and it's dope. When you think about classic intros, like a Jay-Z Dynasty intro, like a Drake, like a Tuscan Leather, you know what I'm saying, like those type of tracks. And sonically, this Conundrum has it, right? But what I'm setting up, the difference is from the first line, from this first thing. And Wale's still rapping his ass off, and he's spitting, and it's all of the MC shit. But it's really about his heart and what's going on in his life. It's not, there's not much on this album about being the best or being competitive or his place in the game. It's really about his place in life. You know what I'm saying? Conundrum, just the first line. My baby mother told her new husband she had to move on. I was like, wow, then nah, then hallelujah. She trying to be a wife, and we've been fighting for too long. That's the price of this life. I pray for guidance and coupons. You know what I'm saying? Like first line is just about his baby mother. And it's not even about like combative, like attacking his baby mother. It's just whatever situation that they're in. You know what I'm saying? My heart colder than most because I could love you to death, but I still got to get ghosts. Sometimes a couple of them get close, But when I struggle up top, I'm known to get low. He's just talking about his issues of not being able to connect with a partner, right? With a woman. Goodbye. My ex, I was in love with her, passionate sex, but I couldn't cuddle her. Tell me, was it lust or did I love her? Her clothes off, I'm closed off. Which one is worse? Chicken and egg shit. Extend whatever this is, this dick and some bread quick. Do you love me? She tell me I'm selfish. I tell her I'm self-aware. I feel you, baby, but I don't feel nothing. So right away we get into, oh man, this album he going through some shit with in just life and his love life and how he connects. What I appreciate about this though, I mean, just the wordplay. She tell me I'm selfish. I tell her I'm self-aware, but his accountability or him recognizing that. And even though, because a lot of times it's like, the woman has an issue, like, it's your fault we like this, it's that. And he's acknowledging his faults throughout this whole stuff. Like it's very introspective in that way. Her clothes off, I'm closed off. Which one is worse? You know what I'm saying? What did he say? Passionate sex, but couldn't cuddle her. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So it's like, right away you just see the duality, like the problem, but he's not totally letting himself off the hook. Even Belly is a dope joint where they sample Soul to Soul, Back to Life, and then it gets the name Belly. Why? Because they used that song in the intro of the Hype Williams movie Belly. But even there he starts, my cousin just had a wedding, I put her ass in Gale. Yeah, maybe I'm way too careless or maybe need to appear to my parents I'm on the same wave. Look, the ebb and flow of this talent, it's like a blessing but my parents gave me my stage name. There's a couple things in here where the expectation of your parents, you know what I'm saying? The expectations put upon you. Like this is one of the biggest rap stars in the world. His career's already long. The guy's mad successful. But this thing about, or maybe I need to appear to my parents I'm on the same wave, about his cousin's wedding. And my cousin, like, damn, I gotta be married, I gotta be settled down, because those are the expectations. And I could speak from having Caribbean parents and growing up with Caribbean friends, and I know Caribbean parents put a lot, and maybe all parents put a lot on their kids, but I know it's a thing in Caribbean culture. And then having Nigerian friends, I have quite a few Nigerian friends. And they often talk about the same thing, like it's part of the culture of the expectation put on the kids of having a certain career, having a certain type of life. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to generalize, but I hear these and I'm like, damn, I've heard other friends kind of talk about this. And Wale's Nigerian. So hit me in the comments if you have that experience, like you get to a point in your life in your 30s, you know what I'm saying, maybe even your 40s. And your parents are like, yo, what are you doing? Like what? And you could be successful. You could have a job. You could be, but you're single. You don't have the family. You don't have, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing? That's a major part of this album, right? Because you hear it a lot. He addresses it on Blanco a few songs later, and Blanco came out before the album. He says, and my mama don't ever say hi. She says, why are you single? I said, mommy, I'm sorry. I'm trying, but nobody gonna love me like she do. Like, okay, it's another time we hear about this thing about his mother or his parents' approval, right? Addressed it again in Fredo Michael. Shout out to Street Runner. Dope beat. Reminds me of the old Cormega beat from the Realness album. Same sample, I believe. But Fredo Michael is a song about loyalty. Of course, if you've seen The Godfather, Fredo and Michael are brothers. Fredo betrayed Michael, and Michael killed Fredo. He killed his own brother. You know what I'm saying? So it's a Godfather. Spoiler alert, my bad. But he addresses it again in Fredo Michael. What did he say? I'm going to go through a couple of these bars, but he says, look, money trees grew from the root of evil, making peace with who I gave my seed to. His baby mother, making peace with who I gave my seed to. I don't like it, but she got to do what she do. Fuck hunger strikes. I ain't feeding egos. Look, God got me, so what could stop me? Maybe a white wife in the paparazzi. Look, she was light-skinned and I just liked her, but them online comments made a toxic environment. Look, ever since then I've been on my own. Mama said I really need a wife though. So again, you know what I'm saying? This thing about his mother comes up, right? Then if you look right when the album dropped, Wale posted something on the timeline of him texting the album to his mom, and he said the caption of the post was to impress our parents so they can impress their friends, right? And in the text, and it's here on screen, he says, "Mommy, my album just released. This is my 8th one. I'm still not a doctor or lawyer, engineer, but I hope I did okay. I love you." So much of this album, and it's just me listening. I picked a couple of lines up about his mom and him being married, but there's also this thing of the career, right? Like here's one of the biggest rap stars in the world feeling like, no, I'm not a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, maybe a more respectable profession, but I hope I did okay and I love you. So it's the acceptance in your parents' eyes. So much of this album, and just listening to it, seems that Wale is cognizant of the fact that he's yearning for acceptance from his parents, that he's yearning just to be good, to make his parents proud, right? But there's a lot that comes with that. Like I wonder how much of that extends to the fans, the hip hop game in general, right? Like how much of that, though it's not said, but how much of that is stated, the acceptance, the adoration, the flowers, the awards, the you know what I'm saying? Like, again, if I'm speaking very honestly, me as a fan, he's somebody who I think is incredible lyrically, incredible songwriter, hits for days. He's one of those ones to me, and to a lot of people, but he's one of those ones to me. But when we make lists, when we, you know what I'm saying, talk about who's the best, when we talk about the big three, is it a big four, is it a big five, who is and isn't in that conversation, we often have competitive conversations about who's included and what. And he's not saying it here. He is not saying it here. So I'm not putting that on him. But I wonder how much this album is deeply personal, but I wonder how much of that also extends to how he feels about the rap game. Just a question that I have. But so much of this is yearning for love. Where to start? Another record that was released prior to the album coming out, right? With the SWV sample in it, right? Like I'm exercising my vulnerability, but you spend all my energy. But you seem like I don't. But you see me like I don't see me. I don't want to live in that vision. I fucked up his lyrics. My bad, man. You know, and he's talking to the woman. He's talking to a woman now. It's the grace you give me. It's the way I want you near when I'm way too busy. It's the way you never get when I'm anxious, really. How you this patient with me. You know, like him acknowledging his faults, I think is a big thing as a man. Knowing that, damn, yo, I get anxious. Yo, I need somebody who has patience. Yo, I need somebody who gives me grace. And then when he gets that, it's questioning that, right? Like, how are you this patient with me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but in like a wonderment type of way. So a lot of this is knowing that I'm complicated, yearning for love, and just trying to find the right thing, right? Power and Problems, I think, is dope. That hook when he says, my power, I never need no one. My problem, I never need no one. So, you know, same thing that make you laugh, make you cry, right? My power is I could do this on my own. I've done it on my own for this long, but it's also a problem that I could do it on my own and I don't need anybody, because really I do. You know what I'm saying? There was a lyric on there. Again, he's talking to a partner. He says, look, I know it's exhausting, but I'm on this. I'd rather be single than double cross. Shit. Like, just the imagery. First of all, that's a bar. Again, it's very emotional. Like, and he has bars throughout this, but it more taps into here. But you could see that I'd rather be single than double crossed. Single, just the juxtaposition of single or double cross. I thought that was a dope bar. Mirror on the Benz, I think, is another dope one. He's talking to himself. This is maybe more of the rap shit in there and his place in the game. Mirror, mirror on the Benz, who the flyest in the room, who inspired everybody that's inspiring the youth. I won't toot my own horn. I'm just a clarinet to you. And I know you're just a mirror, but my fear is only you. You know what I'm saying? So he's having a conversation with himself, right? Who's the flyest in the room, who inspired everybody that's inspiring the youth. He knows his place in the game. He sees it. And then verse 2, he's running through his life, right? And he switches it up from a Benz to a Lexus. Okay, mirror, mirror on the Lex. The coach sent you home. You don't know what's coming next. You thinking Bowie State, cool. You always been a dog, but the portal wasn't on. They gonna send your ass home before you even get the stretch. Him talking about, again, I don't know if lawyer or doctor or engineer were ever in his plans if you go back to the text of his mom. But if you know Wale's story and his history, he played football too. So, you thinking Bowie State, cool. You always been a dog, but the portal wasn't on. They gonna send your ass home before you even stretch. You know what I'm saying? So he's telling you a bit of his story here. I think Watching Us with Leon Thomas, it's another record. I'm just going down the track listing. I think Watching Us with Leon Thomas should be a big push as a single. I think that should be a big push at radio. I think the Guabale, the closer sample is familiar enough, classic record. Obviously, other rappers have used it before, but we haven't heard it in a long time. So the beat is kind of familiar enough, and then Leon just sounds great on it. And Leon is having a moment after what he did with Mutt. His folk CP is really dope too. His Mutt album is dope, and him and Wale have dope chemistry. Wale was on the Mutt album, on Feelings on Silent. So this is just I think the perfect crescendo of somebody having a moment and them making a dope record together. So and I just think it's a dope record. So watching Us, I think, should be a big single and a big push at radio. I think radio, a lot of us argue, is radio still important? Do you still need radio? I think for artists like Wale, radio is important. For those of us who listen to radio, On Chill was a mainstay at radio for a long time. Lotus Flower Bomb was a mainstay at radio. Bad was a mainstay at radio. Like Wale has a magic when he can kind of make these records with these soulful R&B hooks that are meaningful too. Even the ones that weren't really big radio hits, like The Matrimony with Usher, or The Need to Know with SZA, or Body with Jeremiah, That Way with Jeremiah. Like these are big. Love Hate. These are big Wale records. This Watching Us fits to me in the tradition of that, and I think this record deserves to have a moment. So I would like to see his team over at Def Jam pushing this. I think they'll be successful with it. Tomorrow Today is a beautiful record. It's kind of jazzy with the horns in it. I love the way that sounds. Just a dope vibe. Should sound like a sunny day to me. YSF Big Head, has taps into the Afro beats vibe. But another thing that Wale has been doing a long time, again, Nigerian roots, like Wale in terms of helping or embracing Afrobeat and just African music and culture is a long time coming. If you go as far back as My Sweetie, you know what I'm saying? That was dope Wale records. So, I mean, man, Wale has been on this. So YSF and Big Head really makes sense. Survive with Ty Dolla $ign and Nino Paid. I like that one too. That's about survivor's guilt. That's more about the street side of it and the loyalty and being able to take people on this journey with you, the successful journey, but also reflecting on the people that you lost that didn't make it with you. Like I tries to find love. You know what I'm saying? Like I and Tomorrow Today is are like hopeful records, right? Where a lot of the records are like heartbreak. These are like hopeful. And then but he still gives you bars. He says on Like I'm glad that your mind's right, because I'm an explosive thinker. You pray for my mind, right? Ironic. The bomb you are, heaven and God are too kind. How can someone so flawless love all these flaws of mine? It's just the wordplay, and then he says, I know you talk to the Lord often. I talk to the bar, tenders and dealers and more. I'm slipping, I'm falling, I'm lost, crippled by addiction, but you let me walk in your heart. It goes back to Blanco. He's talking about his addiction to alcoholism, right? So you talk to the Lord. I often talk to the bar, tenders and dealers and more. I'm slipping, I'm falling, I'm lost, crippled by my addiction, but let me walk in your heart. You know what I'm saying? So I love how the wordplay is still prevalent. The MC portion of this is still prevalent, but it's not proven who's the best. He don't got nothing to prove anymore. So much of this album to me feels like him getting something off his chest to help him get his life right. And in that, for those of us who are going through similar things, maybe this album serves as a soundtrack or a way to help. I think this is great, man. It's incredibly personal. It's incredibly vulnerable. Like I said, there's hurt and there's heart on here. There's not so much bravado that it's a turn off. Like there's accountability on here. It kind of has all the ingredients of a good conversation to somebody trying to get right. And I think with that comes the relatability. And I think with that comes how timeless this album could be, how long standing it could last. Because I think this could be a conversation amongst people, whether amongst friend groups or privately. Like this is the shit you throw on when you're going through something. So those are just my thoughts on the Wale album. Is it his best one? I don't know. I still need more time. Like I said, Ambition, Album About Nothing, Wow, That's Crazy I hold them super close. So just 3 days of listening to this, I don't know if I'm ready to give this the crown yet, but this album is special and it is up there and it is absolutely in that conversation to me. So we'll see where it lands, but I want to hear from y'all. So hit me in the comments. Let me know what you think of this new Wale album. Everything is a lot. Let me know what else y'all listening to. All right. Till next time. Peace.